Good evening, guys. How are we? Oh, I'm sorry I'm a little bit on the drag. As you can see by the state of the table behind me, I've had a content plan day and I've been very, very busy. So, hi, Alison. Nice to have you with us. So hopefully we'll get a few more people joining. I must admit I haven't been very good at sending out all the content because I'm a little bit behind on my own plan. But hi, Deborah. Hi, Wendy. How are you? But that's the plan for today. Now, according to my screen, I appear to be a big bar across my face. Is everybody else seeing a big bar across my face, or is it just my screen? I'm just going to have a look on Facebook on my phone to see if it's just me. It's a bit odd because I've got a screen share going on here because I want to talk a little bit about stories, and I thought it'd be really cool if you've got any questions that I can actually show you how that works. So I'm just on the live. Oh, that's weird. I've still got the Marketing Monday on.
Screen share going on here because I want to talk a little bit about stories.
There we go. I need to now turn it off. Right, brilliant. Told you I'd got the screen share going. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. So today I want to talk a little bit about stories. So thanks for joining us last week and for all your questions about Instagram and how we're going to take that forward. So today I launched the Instagram Impulsion, which is my free 5-day mini course. So I'll tell you a bit more about that and what's included in that, because there's just so much that we could be doing and it's a lot to take in all at once. So the plan is to split it into as many small little bite-sized chunks that you can actually go, oh yeah, I can do that. Whereas if I talk too much, I know it's going to end up overwhelming and you're all going to think, oh my gosh, Jenny, I can't cope with all that. Do let me know in the questions and in the comments at any point if you've got anything that you'd like to know about Instagram stories, what we want to do. Oh, it looks like I've got the cat in the room, so shall I just let the cat out? Because he's going to... There you go, Indy. Goes. Nobody wants an Indy. Nobody wants an Indy getting on our nerves, do we? Okay. So let's go on to Instagram stories. Now, if you haven't used Instagram stories, let me know in the comments because I need to know whereabouts you are with the Instagram stories. But what I'd like to do today is to help you to understand how to use stories a little bit better for your business so that you can get more sales from it, basically, and that you can actually make sure what you're posting is going to work for you. I hope to be able to give you a couple of ideas for using stories and how you can get more reach for your stories and get more people on it, how you can see the statistics and the engagement and everything else to make sure that it's actually working, because it is something, if you've got a business account on Instagram, that you'll be able to track. I love stories because if you use them strategically, not only can they work to boost your sales and your income, they can show behind the scenes, they can really, really sell what you do so much easier than anything else. And they build that know, like and trust really, really easily. And they're just quick snips, sort of quick 15-second clips to 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what you want to do. And so using them strategically is really, really cool. Hi Amanda, hi Faye, thanks for joining us. Right, okay, so let's get on to what are stories. So if you don't know what stories are another platform almost on Instagram and also on Facebook. They're not working so well on Facebook. They originated from Snapchat, from what I can tell, and Snapchat does stories. And there's a cool way that you can be using Snapchat as well to create things for your Instagram stories, which is a cool idea. But on Instagram, they're just another different platform, and I've become quite addicted to them. I don't know, how about you guys? Do you feel that you've watched loads of stories? So Helen says, yeah, just popped in to say hi, but you're on your own, Bub, so you have to catch up and watch those. Oh, okay. No worries, Helen. So Helen says she really likes Instagram. She's used stories and trying to get into IGTV. Yes, and I've got a little bit of a tip on how I use stories and then repurpose them to IGTV, because again that keeps the story. So the idea of the story is it's just a small little clip that you post, and it's only visible for 24 hours, as most of you know. You can delete it, you can take it down. But it can really help to build your audience, and often you'll find that the people that are engaging with the stories are not always the people that see your feed, and they seem to be very different sort of demographics almost. So I'm just going to share my Instagram with you. Oh, and it's vanished. Why is it always the way that when you want to do something, it just decides that it's going to change? Okay, so let's go onto my Instagram, and I'm just going to share the screen with you. So have any of you got any questions about stories so far? I assume that most of you know what they are. Okay, now it's going to look a bit odd. I do apologise. Because basically the way that I've had to do it is sort of share it on Zoom and then move it across to one side. So it might look a bit tiny on your screen, but hopefully you'll be able to catch the gist of what it is that we're doing. I might just also, wait a sec, I'm just going to add my head onto this image so that you can see me too. It's a bit horrible, isn't it, when you can't see me? Video capture. So this is the joy of using OBS, which I do often get asked. Oh no, I don't want to come from the iPhone. No, I don't want to come from the iPhone. Oh, but it will share the screen. Ah, that's better. Okay, that's a bit better. You haven't got my head, but but that's a bit of a better view of my screen anyway, isn't it? So last week I talked about how you can be making sure that your profile is actually speaking, that you've got the link in there, you're driving traffic to your link on your feed. Oh wow, my followers have gone up in the last couple of days. Yeah, I did tell you I'm on a mission to get to 1,500 by the end of June. So and this is all organically, not with any paid ads. So what we're looking at is stories. So most of you who don't know, you can click on the picture when it's got a ring around it. It means it's got a story. So I've sent this one out today. I've got quite a few. Now, things that's really important is they always come up first of all as they come up originally as, oh, it's disappeared on my phone. I don't know what's going on. As so the sound isn't on. So if you want them to listen to it, make sure that it's worth like listening to, or tell them to put the sound on. And that's why it's really, really cool. Yeah, that is me, by the way, dressed as a bunny. So I have got a sense of humour. I'm sorry, it's probably not like the best. But there's a few key things that you can be doing with your Instagram stories. Now, I have recorded a little video today that I'm going to be posting on Instagram TV tomorrow, which is basically how to actually just use stories, because some of these things, when I was watching stories, were not overly obvious to me. So the first one, of course, was like, if you wanted to keep the story there, hold your thumb on it. Now, I didn't know that. You can pause the story by just holding your thumb down, and that's then going to keep that story there. So this is a story that I've done today, which will, oh, now we've lost it totally. Oh, the joys of technology. Right, we're back, and we're back. So this is the story that I've done today. Yeah, which I've added, like, asked people to send me things like what were their biggest frustrations, and a lot of people said it's about what to post, because I'm looking at Instagram more, and look, it's quite an even split between reach and followers. If you want to go back, you click the left. If you want to go forward, you click the right, and if you want to pause it, you hold down on the screen. So you can click, see where it says seen by 36 or seen by 35, you can click on there and you can see your statistics, so you can see who's actually watched it. You can also see any responses, and you can also toggle between, so you can see the interactions. So not just can you see who's there, you can see what actions were taken from this story. So I got a reply from it. which was cool because again, it's all stupid computer. And again, sorry, I think it's to do with my lead. It's plugged in. So it's all about actually getting direct messages and responses and reactions and asking, and it's a great way to do some like market research. So if you've got questions that you want to ask people that like from your followers, use your story. It's a great way because people love to answer the questions. The other thing that I use it for is to share my posts. So I'm actively taking people back to the feed using the story. And to do that, all you need to do is hit the paper aeroplane, and then you add it to your story. And that way, it's going to come up here. So then you're going to be able to share your main posts in your story feed really, really easily. That's going to put people straight back to your feed and hopefully direct some more traffic. Now, there's a few key things that you want to be doing here to also help. Now, one of the things that you can do is if you look at the bar across the top, the first one is the arrow down. That means you can save it. So if you wanted to save it to your phone so that you can use it for any other purpose, you can save it. The little happy face, I always forget what this one's for. Oh, this is to put like a filter on if you want to put funny face filters, or so you can put, they're quite cool, aren't they? So you can sort of scroll through and have a play with those. And then like these makeup ones, if you've got your face in the picture, they're going to change. And I find them absolutely hilarious. I will not lie. I can't lie with you on that one. I find these absolutely hilarious, some of these. So if nothing else, just come to stories just to play with these filters. So they're on the little face. So, that's quite cool. So maybe we'll use this one. Now, then the next one is the link. Now, if you've got like IGTV, now the idea is if you've got swipe up, if you've got over 10,000 followers, you can use swipe up. And swipe up will allow you to add links. But if you don't have 10,000 followers, then you can't add the links. But you can add an IGTV. And so this is how to get around that, because in an IGTV description, you can add a link. So, for example, I've been promoting this week my Instagram program, my free little 5-day course. And I've done a video on it that I've put in Instagram TV. I've also then put in the description the link to it. I've made sure that the post actually goes, look at the link in the description and points to there. So that way I can then do the swipe up on the story. That takes them to the IGTV. The IGTV then takes them to the link. So it's a bit of a long way around, but it's a way to get it. So you can add your IGTV. Just simply click IGTV. And then I could choose any of my IGTV stories, which we'll cover on another post, perhaps for Marketing Monday, like how to do IGTV. But as you can see from my IGTVs, a lot of these are actually created from stories, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Unsave changes, yeah. So that's how you get the swipe up if you've got under 10,000 followers, because you can swipe up to your IGTV story, and in there, in the description, you can add your links. So that's what the link one does. Then you've got the little sticker icon. Now this is cool, right? This is where all the engagement comes from. So if you haven't used any of these, do use them, do try them, do keep notes on what works, what you like. So the first one is location. I would always, if you can, especially if you're a local business, if you're a local riding school or you serve local people, use this location tag, because that's going to help people in your area to find you. So make sure you're using it on all the posts. So I could use any of these, or I could even be naughty and go, right, okay, where are equestrian people? I've got my local equestrian centre is in Wicks. Why not go for Wicks, right? So that looks messy now, doesn't it? But if I now tap on my post, or my picture, or my main content, gone, right? Hidden. See, right? This is how you keep them looking good, but you still add all this reach potential from stuff. So not only can you do with that you can mention people. So this will only allow you to add one mention. So I normally add me in, and the reason you'll often see me add my own tags in is because I like to make it easy for people to go to my bio, because a lot of the calls to action that I do, I'll click the link in my bio at, and then I give them the link which is to my bio, give them that mention, because if you don't, they've got to try and work out from here, how do I get to her page? Because if they click on this, they're more likely to go to that post. There will be, there is always, once they're published, there is always the name in the top left-hand corner. So if you do want to drive people to your feed without actually putting in the at, you can always do an arrow up to this top corner by like adding your arrow. So you can just go arrow. Right, and then you can take your arrow, choose anyone you like, right, this is colouring, like that, point it to that corner. That then draws their attention to click on your profile link, which will be there, but it's just very, very small up in that corner. So the other cool things that you can use hashtags. Again, that only allows you to do one hashtag, but using hashtags in your stories posts will help them to be seen and get more people like viewing it. So I would always suggest using a hashtag. So we could use Equine Business or Equestrian Business. But again, if you type that hashtag there, it's going to give you some suggestions. We'll just go Equine Blogger because I'm not really going to publish this. And you've lost it again. Every time I touch the lead, it makes the screen go. So I've got to be a bit careful on how I do this. Right. So you can add that hashtag. Now, if you want more than one hashtag, you can do that. Now, I would say I've been doing a bit of research on hashtags, and it seems that Instagram's changing its algorithm constantly. And so they're really looking if you're getting spammy. So if you're using the same hashtag over and over again, please stop. Please have several hashtags and rotate them. So split them into like 5 or 10 and do 5 or 10 on a post rather than 30 every single time is the advice that I'm getting this week. So if I wanted to do more hashtags, I could just go to the text and I could add in some hashtags. So I could add in whatever hashtags. Let's go with elf. I have no idea what that one means. But hopefully you've done some hashtag research. And the other thing that I was wondering is, would you like... would anybody be interested in a masterclass that's actually going to walk you through doing your hashtag research? Because I found that it was a real big block for me, and I just couldn't work out how to start it. And then it's after all these months, I've finally worked out a really cool way of just getting it done really, really quickly in about an hour and getting some really key hashtags that you're going to get results from. So if you're up for that, let me know. And again, click on there. Or move this, hide them. So there's your hashtags hidden. There's your thing, you can hide them. So the other cool things that you can use, you've got GIFs. GIFs are awesome and they really do bring them to life. And they help you to add some personality to your business. And the other way that I like doing stories is because I often get content ideas like constantly. I don't know if you've ever noticed I'm a bit of a pain in the backside, but stories feed that addiction for me, whereas before they used to come constantly through my page and then all my main messages were drowned out. So keep your main messages to your feed and your page, and then use this to share all those like little behind the scenes and magic moments, because they only last short amounts of time. Okay, so you can choose your GIF, you can search Giphy, and you can put in anything. So I love you can add like horses, and they add in new ones all the time, and I could just play with GIFs all day long. I absolutely love them. Right, so you put a GIF in, that just brings it to life a bit more. Now this is probably like where you do need to restrain yourself, because as with all things, less is more. You need it to stay on brand. Do not overdo it, because you don't want to be too distracting from the main message. So I would probably now go, let's get rid of some of this, and all you need to do is to drag it down to the bottom, and there they go, away. And then you can see it's much cleaner, much clearer, but I've still got all those tags that's going to help me to get a little bit more reach to my story. And they do show up in stories, like the story that I did on Saturday. I think I put Happy Saturday on it. If you watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. because it was me dressed as a bunny, and I did sing Happy Saturday. So I just love it as a way to have a bit of fun. Okay, so back to this little stickers tab. So you've also got the choice to have this clock, so you can add the clock in, which will tell you what the time is now. Though I don't think that's right, but that's obviously when we first started to put this together. So if you wanted to mark that, you've also got like polls. Polls are great to get reactions, and they're quick reactions. So if you wanted to do market research, rather than doing a big long-winded survey that people have actually got to put all their details in, why don't you just ask a question here? Like, what would you prefer? Would you like a hashtag master, like, we're going to call it a hashtag research session, right? It would be a paid session, but it wouldn't be very much, but it would be like an actual strategy session with me as a group to sit down and go through your strategy. So by the end of it, you'd have like really key hashtags, because not being funny, anybody can go out there and get hashtags. You can hashtag anything that pops in your head, but if it's a hashtag with no actual traffic and no actual followers, or if it's a hashtag that's overused, you're not going to get seen. So you do need a hashtag strategy. So hashtag research strategy session, and it would be a group session is what I'm thinking. That's what I've got planned. So I will let you know if we can do that, because I really, this idea came to me over the weekend, and I really would like to help you with it, because I genuinely know I was blocked, and since I've managed to work that out, again, the reach is going up, and every day it just gets better and better. Right, so you can add those polls. They're great. Same as questions. You can use this block to ask a question. Now, if you click on it, you can change the colour. Have any colour you like. Now, if you think, hey, wait a sec, there isn't colour, because like, I'm blue. Most of you know I'm blue. I often use that red, but that looks a bit horrible in red. I want my blue. So the way to get the blue is to go to the eyedropper, and then you can drag it around anything on there, and you can find the right colour. Now, I've got a cool tip for adding your own personal stickers on that I'm going to show you in a very minute, because again, my colour, if I haven't added my colour in my post, I'll show you how I do it when there isn't that colour there. So you can add the questions, and they're cool, and these are all really good at getting engagement, but as with all things, you have to keep using it, you have to keep asking, you have to keep trying, and when it works, you have to make sure that you remind yourself that it worked. The other one that's really cool is this one. So you can ask a question and people can say how epic it is. Now, as you can see, there's lots of little emojis at the bottom, so you can change that. So you can say, is this on fire? Right? You can, my children absolutely hate my stories. I will let you know, they hate everything. They're like, Mum, you're so embarrassing. And yeah, it's the same as why I don't sing anymore, because every time I try to sing, they tell me to shut up. Anyway, so yeah, so tell me, so you can say how epic this is, or would you like it? And again, you can start to read, like, because if you can get them to take these small little actions, it's a step closer to understanding your ideal clients and your followers, and so on. And you can add the temperature. Is it really 13 degrees? Apparently so. Well, I was cold actually earlier, but I've been making videos all day. So yeah, if you've got a video that you've added and it's got sound and you don't want it, you can use the mute button. That's always cool. And then you can take pictures, so we can add my face in. Now that's a way to see what I'm up to, isn't it? How scary is that? How scary is that? Yep, so we can add me in, which is really, really weird. But again, so I could just play with these all day. They do waste a lot of my time. And then yeah, you've got like all these like stickers that are just flat stickers that you can add, and all the emojis, which make things really, really fun. Then you've got the pen. Right, now the pen you can use for lots of cool things too. So one thing that I know a lot of people use the pen for is if you're sharing, like, sometimes I take pictures of my reviews from Facebook and I will share them on my story. So let's show you how I do that. I'm going to discard this post for a minute and we'll start a new one. So if you want to do a new story, you go to your main feed and you can click on the camera. Right, that's going to take you to story. Oh, hello computer. Hello computer, hello guys. Right, now you can see me. So if we're going to start a story from scratch, so if I want to do this story now, like I could start, so I've got type. Now, so this is just going to give me somewhere to type, so it can be a plain old boring story. And I've touched the lead again, sorry guys. Wakey wakey, come on. Should be back any second. Oh, technology is never good, is it, when you want it? Let's try again. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I don't know what's going wrong. It's always crazy. Right, resume share. Let me see if I can get it going again. It's because I was sharing it through the lead, so I'm going to stop sharing it through the lead because that might help. Let's do it again. New share. Oh, plugins required. I don't want to do a plugin. Right. This is so annoying. Right, let's try and plug it in again and see if that works. It might work. Stupid computers. Anyway, so the first one we said was like plain old type. So, just going to stop the share. You see me for a minute. Right, try again. It's probably going to go back to that old weird. I don't know what's going on. This is very annoying. Right, okay, I'm just going to show you like this. I'm going to show you like this because that would be a bit easier. Okay, so the first one is type, and you can choose the type. So if you click on the button here, that's going to allow you to like change the colours, and you can change the colour to anything you like. There we go, nice and simple. Now, if you want to not do type, if you wanted to go live, the next one along the bottom is live. And you can use live on Instagram, works very much like the same as Facebook. So you can go live. So we can go live on Instagram right now. Let's tell everybody, hello! Right, I'm just doing a quick impromptu live because I'm doing my Marketing Monday today in the Equestrian Business Support Network. And we're actually live. Look, I'm live. And I just want to show people that you can go live on Instagram, and it's really cool. Right, I'm going to see you later. Bye. There we go. I've gone live. That was a very, very bad live. Normally I would say plan them out a bit more. So then also in your stories you've got normal, and normal just means very simple, basic, nothing great. So, but you can take a picture. If you just touch the middle button, that's going to take your picture. There you go, takes your boring old picture. If you want it to be a video, all you do is hold the button and then you get the video. See? So that's how to get that bit done. Then you've also got so when you're on normal, you can choose a picture by clicking on the little screen here. So I could choose any of the videos that I've done this afternoon, or I can choose a picture. Like this one, which is one that I've done to promote tomorrow's IG story that's going out, and then and then we carry on with the stories as per the last thing. I was talking about brushes. I'll fix that in a minute, right? So that's how to add like a background picture that you've already got. Then the next one will put your flash on. So if you want to take a picture with the flash, that didn't take a picture because I held it down. I'm so in the. There we go, flash. Okay, so, and then if you want to turn it around, so if you want to see me this way, that's how to do it. You use the reverse turn around thing. And then, of course, if we want filters, yeah, let's go for some filters. And you can do some really cool filters. There we go, there's me with some love hearts. Makes me look like I've got really crazy eyebrows. But yeah, you can have a play with the filters. So I don't know why your filters have gone fade. That's odd. They do seem to be updating all the time. I just can't quite work out. And again, there's some features like music. You only get those on like personal private accounts. You can't have them on business accounts, the music. Because I've played around, discovered that. But I guess it's for copyright reasons, for commercial purposes, I would assume. So there are some features that are only available if you've got a personal account. The reason I would say get a business account is because if you're using business, you want to see the insights, and you don't get to see the same insights, and you don't get to do like adverts and other stuff if you've got a personal account. So then the next one along the bottom is Boomerang. So this is how you do those annoying like videos where they kind of go in and out. So you kind of get like funny videos that look like you've got a bit of a twitch or you've had a funny moment. Yeah, that's the Boomerang one. Yeah, Super Zoom. We'll like bounce in and out. I'll show you how that one works. There we go. It's me bouncing in and out. That's a bit weird. But they're quite good for sort of catching attention or to draw attention to something. I use Focus a lot. And actually I record a lot of my videos using Focus because I like how it draws the attention to me and everything else in the background gets blurred. So I'll show you how. So that's how the Focus one works. I don't know what's going on with my body warmer today. This is a new body warmer. Yeah, so you can see how the background is a bit more blurred. And so on. So you can have a good play. And then if you want to be able to record without having to hold your thumb on the button, use the hands-free. It'll give you a countdown. And then you can use the hands-free to record. So like if you wanted to be recording something and you don't want to have to hold it, you just need to do that. And that's going to record it. And it will record 4 lots of 30 seconds. No, 4 lots of 15 seconds, what am I on about? 4 lots of 15-second video clips because it will only allow you to do 1 minute of video max in any one story. So each mini story is 15 seconds, but it'll only allow you to do 1 minute. So don't hold that one thinking I've gone hands-free and I can talk for forever. No, if you want to talk forever, go live. That's the only way to get a longer video. It will just do 4 and then it will cut you off and look really odd. And I've also had an issue when I've recorded those videos and I've recorded 4 at once, sometimes when I've gone to upload them, it's muddled them all up. Even though it recorded them and it recorded them all in order. I think it just, each video, sometimes they take different lengths of time to upload. It's the way I'm assuming that. It's very annoying, so watch out for that one. Okay, so let's say we've got our picture, or we've got our video. So I've just had a little video there, right? So I'm going to now make that my own. So the next section we were on, so we've looked at all the stickers and everything. So the next one we were going to look at is the pen tool. So the pen tool allows you to do lots of cool stuff. So if you missed it, it's that one there, it's the pen. So click on there and you're going to take you to the pen. Now this bit up the side will make the pen thinner or fatter. So if you want a thin pen, again, if you want to change the colours, you can either hold the colour button, like hold the button and drag it around the grid, or you can go, right, I'm going to match the colour on my jumper, press on the eyedropper tool, and then drag it around your picture, and then you can get the perfect colour that's going to match. So you can kind of do a little bit of editing here. So if you wanted to, you could, a lot of people often use them to add frames. So the way you add a frame is you put the first one is like a felt tip. So you put it to maximum, start on the right side, go down and round. If you start on the other sides, it will just end up like going nuts, and you can draw with your felt pen. So you can add your frame. Another way a lot of people do it is they like to just colour it all like out, and then they get the eraser, which is the totally other end, the one with the eraser tip of a pencil, and then you can just erase out the bits that you want. I think that looks a right mess, if I'm honest. Don't know about you. Don't think I'll be going with that one. Then the next one along from the pen tool is the highlighter. So again, you can do the same thing, but if you see, it's a bit more transparent. And then you've got the like neon-y sort of pen. So you could add a word and you could go wow and you could write on it. But it's quite cool. Like I say, I often use it to share my like Facebook reviews. I screenshot the Facebook review. I then come here and then I use the pen in white to just cut out all the personal details and all the messy stuff off the screenshot, like this. So I'd just colour it out, and then I'd have like the main bit in the middle. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And if you want to delete anything that you've just done, there's an undo in the corner, so you can just tap undo, 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 and you can go all the way back to where you were. Okay, so that's the pen tool explained. And then the last one is, of course, the aids, which is self-explanatory, but you can type your text there. And then if you want to change it, same with the colours. Choose any colour you like. Yeah, you can just hold on, like go to the eyedropper, select a colour from your from the picture, or hold on the colour and then drag it along the bar to the colour that you like. If you want it to highlight, you have to look like, if you want it so that it's sort of highlighted, you have to use you have to highlight this bit. Now some of them allow you to do it and some of them don't. And you can choose to go like modern, classic, and you can scroll through all the different fonts at the top by just clicking on those. Right. You can also change the orientation, so if you want it just at the side or in the centre, that's at the top there too. So that's how you get those. I often like to do my text sort of different. If you want to make it bigger, again, you just sort of drag it bigger. Now I'm on an iPhone, but I am, as far as I'm aware, I've done training with people that don't have iPhones, and they have pretty much similar. The app is very similar. I haven't noticed any difference at all. Now, a couple of key things. As you can see from my video, I've got captions on there. Now, I use a special tool to get the captions on there. And I don't do that on Instagram. But I would always say is, whatever you've said, if you've done a video, do make sure that you add something that says what you're saying, because that's going to encourage people to turn the sound off. Otherwise, turn the sound on. Otherwise, they're all going to be listening to it with no sound on, and they're not going to get the gist of whatever you're saying. And sometimes people can't because they're at work or whatever, and they shouldn't be on Instagram. But yeah, make sure that you add some sort of text, and that is done in a tool, a special app, and I use for that an app called Clip-O-Matic. So if anybody needs to write that down, that's Clip-O-Matic, and that will do your captions as you record the video. So it will record the video and add those captions. It comes out a bit crazy. Occasionally it gets them wrong. But I think I had to pay for it. I think it was about £3 or £4. I don't think it's very much. But it just makes it a lot easier to do those captions for me if I've got a lot to say and I want to make sure that I've got them on. So then the other thing that I wanted to share with you before we finish up tonight is how I add my own branded graphics on. Okay, now this is a bit of one of my favourite things to do, because they're not stickers that you'd find that everybody would use, and they're in my brand colours. So the way I've done them is I go to Canva and you download as a transparent background, like you choose your image, you change your colours so that it all fits, and then you download as a transparent, like PNG with a transparent background. So it gives you the choice to save as a transparent background. So I'm just going to show you where, and then I keep those in my photos. So I've added them to my shared photos, and I've got an album on my phone, look, with all these branded colour little stickers that I've made. And you can make quite a lot in Canva in a short space of time. But this helps me to make my stories stand out a little bit more and to make them different from everybody else's. So I can use them as background images, for example, like to start the story and then build up onto it, or I can add them directly to the story as a sticker. So the way I do that, say I want to add my rosette, my lovely rosette that came from Centrepiece Rosettes. If I want to add that is an image that I've done. I cut it out. I took a photo. I cut it out, or like you can get rid of the background, various different apps. If you need some help to do that, do let me know and we'll talk through how to do that. And then it's clear. So all the stuff that you see on the background isn't really there. It's just the background of my screen. So then come down to your phone. I don't know how this works on non-iPhones, but at the bottom I've got a little thing that gives me these options, and click copy. And I'm sure if you're on an Android, I'm sure there's a way to do a very similar thing. So copy. So I've just copied it. That's all I've done. Then go back to Instagram. Look. So you can then click that and add the sticker. Now if it's gone, like you won't stay there long, it's gone. Go to the text. This is my super secret source, this. I hope you're going to appreciate me sharing with you this for like free. In your text, press down till it says paste. Paste. Oh, I have chosen the one that wasn't cut out. I did make the mistakes of saving them all as not cut out. But there we go. Yeah. It's on there. Right? Can you see? So now I can use that to make my picture look great. It's got something branded. I can twist it, I can turn it, I can do whatever I like, make it bigger, make it smaller. And then I can also make my text match the colours of my brand by using the eyedropper. Ta-da! That's a way to make your stories stand out from the crowd and keep them on brand with your business. So, how have you found this? Was this useful? Has anybody got any questions? I'm just going to have a look at the comments and see. I really should have my dinner earlier, because every time I do one of these I end up with like heartburn, and you probably think, why is she making funny noises? But yeah, right, okay. So I'm just going to check the comments, make sure I've not missed anybody. Yeah, so yeah, hashtags. So yeah, so Wendy said something about hashtags. Yes, please. Hashtags are a minefield. Okay, I'll send out some details about the hashtag planning session, and it will be like a group call where, like, as a class, and I will teach you on that and give you some tools that we can go through on the computers as we're like doing it all live, and plan and ask me questions. So if you'd like that, I'll send some details out with how we can sort that out in the next couple of weeks. What else is there? Yeah, so Helen says she's got a Word doc with hashtags, and then you copy and paste a few each time. That's good. And I'd say, yeah, it's really easy if you just make sort of buckets of like 5 to 10, and then you can just mix and match a little bit. That works really, really well. I keep those on my notes, so that my notes work between my computer, or you can use like Google Keep. That will do them too. Or if you use something like Later, you can have them already there, all done. That works really, really well for sort of scheduling. Yeah, so that's a cool tip. Thank you, Helen. Yeah, so Alan said, well, so many tips, have to rewatch. Yeah, to remember them all. Yeah, I told you there's a lot. And this is only like a small bit of what I do. But I just wanted to show you that there's so much fun to be had with stories. And so I'm like this content creator that just constantly wants to be putting stuff out there, and I have to hold back a little bit. So by putting out on stories, it kind of feeds that need for me to keep creating fresh stuff, so that the rest of my content can actually push towards my longer term strategies. And if you want to know the difference between long term and short term strategies, and why you don't want to be just doing social media, and why you do need to be doing your blogs and your emails and stuff, I've got an IGTV video for that. So do go and check my IGTV channel. Right, I can't see. Yeah, so Amanda says she thinks she needs to have a play. Yeah, I think they're awesome. They're absolutely awesome, and I love them, much to my family's annoyance. And if anybody didn't see my story from... And again, what I also do is I do save my stories to my phone, so that even when I've done a story, I know they're gone from... Like when you've got a good one, or you think it's like an evergreen one that you could run over and over again, if you save them to your phone, you can reuse them again. So then when you've got a day and you think, I haven't put anything up on a story, but you feel that you should, because once you start seeing the engagement come for them, I get loads of DMs, and I got loads of DMs just from like doing stories about my content calendar. Right, here you go. I'll see if it will play. Will it play? Yeah, so I did a story with me with a rabbit at the weekend. I don't know if you saw it. It looked like this. Right. Do you want to hear it? This is really big. Do you want to hear me sing? And I did this on Snapchat. So if you want to play with Snapchat, and then you can save them. You can save them. And this just made me giggle like crazy, so I thought I've got to share it. I'm so sad. But do you know what? I got loads of people just going, this has just made me really like smile today. And I think sometimes if you can just use it to brighten somebody's day, what's the harm? Oh, and that reminds me, the last tip is you can share them between, you can set them up to share between your Instagram stories and your Facebook stories. So I share them both. I tend to not get many people. I tend to get like 1 or 2 people watch my Facebook stories. But I think, well, what's the harm in having them on both? So I hope that made sense. Now, the other thing that I mentioned, so I told you I've got loads, is that you can like make your stories and then you can use an app to bung them all together and make them into your Instagram TV. So you can then repurpose your story content so that you can use it over and over again, especially if it's something really, really awesome. So I am going to love you and leave you because I've shared an awful lot. And just to remind you, if you're not onto Instagram Impulsion and you want to know a bit more, do get onto my free emails, which I've got 5 emails coming out to you every day this week with short videos. If anybody got them, do let me know in the comments what you thought of the Instagram Impulsion email that came out today. I'm hoping that you like it. I'm hoping that it's given you some great advice. Well, I know it's given you great advice because I don't normally give advice if it's not worth giving. But I hope it's made you think and given you some key tips on how we're going to get from where you are today to see some results by the end of the week. And that's results with more followers, better engagement, increase the reach, find those ideal clients, and so on. Because sometimes we can always look at what's on Instagram. You see all these people with like millions of followers and you think, oh, they've got loads of followers and why can't I? Like I do. I look at my figure of followers and I've got like 1,200 or something, and I keep having to remind myself that's good. That is good. Because I haven't been doing Instagram like with my business very long. And other people have had years. So anyway, so do get on that. And thank you as always for joining me and sharing your time with me. And let me know if you watched on the replay. And I'll catch you all again next Monday. And next Monday we're talking a bit more about crafting content and how to really, really sort of boost your content strategy. See you later. Bye.